essentially to help the individuals that will join in later on to be able to get access to the recording. If you miss out on any of the information, to also have access to it at the end of the day. So one thing to really note is my colleagues would be dropping what we call like an attendance form on the chat. Please ensure that you fill it so that peradventure you miss out on any information as well as the resources and other information we'll be sharing, you'll be able to get access to it at the end of the call. Okay. That being said, welcome everyone to today's phenomenal masterclass. My name is Treasure Akyopo. I am team lead here at Analytics Business. And today we have a fantastic topic that we're going to be discussing and also showing you through and through. It's not only going to be me conversing with you, but we'll also have one of our students show you what he has been able to do with artificial intelligence. Yes, we're talking about AI, but AI is, the major thing that is going on in the world today. And as a professional or, someone who owns a business or looking to get started, AI can help propel you miles ahead of other counterparts if you have a proper understanding of how to make use of it. But before we get into all the nitty-gritty of that, I'd like to know where each and everyone on this call is joining us from. My name is Treasure Akyopo. I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. So please just humor me, okay? Go into the chat, put in your name and the location where you're joining us from. I want to do a bit of shout out to each and every one because being able to be here on a Friday evening where you could have been doing any other thing, it is amazing and you deserve to be recognized. Okay. So please, let me know your name and where where you're currently joining us from. Okay. So I can only see one person drop in the chat. So we are quite a number of individuals on this call. I'd like to get interaction from every single one of us. This is a very interactive session, and I want to make sure that you are present, you have your books and barrels, you also have, a drink, just something to keep you busy while you get a lot from this session. Okay, I can see a lot more coming in. So we have Olayemi, who is joining us from Lagos, Nigeria. We have God's Power, who is joining us from Port Harcourt. We have Dorcas, who is joining us from Ibadan. We have Ahmed, who is joining us from Edo State. We have Amaka, who is joining us from Port Harcourt. We have Labaron joining us from Lagos. We have anyone. I think maybe that should be Ramat. Ramat joining us from Lagos. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, each and every one, for indulging in that. Okay. If we have more people join to the session, it'll be great to know where everyone is joining us from. Okay. All right, I see some more. We have Oladende, who is joining us from Lagos. We have Eniola, who is joining us from Lagos. We have Ashimo, okay, Taiwo. I'm just going to go with Taiwo. Taiwo from Ibadan. And then we have Mohammed, who is joining us from Kogi State. Okay, so we have a lot of Nigerians on the call. As a fellow Nigerian, thank you so much for joining this session. I want to assure you that you're not going to regret your time listening in today's conversation. Okay, so without further ado, I think we can kick off the process. So my colleagues are going to be dropping in the chat what we call the attendance. So please ensure that once you see that pop up on your screen, you go ahead to fill in your details. This is to ensure that once we're done with the session, you want to replicate what our student who is coming to present today is doing. You want to put it into your own business, your own process. You'll be able to go over that information. So please, once that pops up on your screen, ensure you fill the attendance form. Okay. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's start today's session, proper. So I'm going to share my screen. Once you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. If you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up so that I know that you are present and you are here and you are good to go. Okay, Babatunde has his hand raised. I would assume that's a thumbs up. Yeah, I can see thumbs up in the chat. So amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, hi, Damian from Bauchi. It is so good to have you on today's call. All right. So as you can see from my screen, this is a live demo session. Okay, we are going to be showcasing what one of our very, very amazing students have been able to create end to end using artificial intelligence. Okay, so this is not me coming to create or do any activity. It is someone who has gone through the process from start to finish. Okay, and then he has been able to come up with a workflow process that can help you predict. Okay, he is going to be focusing more because he's in the energy sector. He's going to be showing you how you can use AI to predict maintenance system. Even if this is in for just the energy sector, you in the education sector, you as a doctor, teacher, whatever you are, you'll be able to replicate if you start to process the information and do it as he states. Okay, so today you're going to be seeing in real time how this is created, how you can use artificial intelligence to your own benefit. Because when people hear the word AI, the first thing they think is, oh, it might be tech related, it is coding related, it is, it has to do with software. I am someone that I've never taught software. I'm a historian. I'm a doctor. Okay, maybe I'm a lawyer. I've never done anything tech or science related. How can this be me? So very much would show you in this particular program, as well as the master class, how you as an individual, regardless of wherever you are, as a student, unemployed, business owner, can benefit from AI and also transfer those skills in a real world setting. Okay, so this is what we'll be showing you in today's conversation. If you are excited, in the chat, let me have you type let's go. Let's go so that we can kickstart the process through and through. If you're excited, let's get in the chat. I want to make sure that you are here. That is why I will continuously ask you to do different activities so we can get started. Okay? This conversation is not for me. I have benefited from AI, and I also want to share that knowledge, share that information with you as well. So you can see other key concepts in terms of how you as an individual can benefit. Okay, all right. Loving the energy, loving the energy. We have Tyro. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, let's begin through and through. Okay, so like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about AI in looking at it from the predictive aspect. Okay, so now another interesting thing, I know you can see my screen, but I also want to know, okay, because we have people who join us, we call them first timers. We also have other individuals who have been in, taking part in our master class at different points. Okay, so if you know that this is literally your first time in any of our programs, whether master class, whether social media live sessions, whatever, this is your first time interfacing with the brand, Analytics business, please drop a 1 in the chat. If this is your first time interfacing with the brand, please drop 1 in the chat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If you, okay. Oh, there are lots of newcomers. There are a lot of newcomers in the chat. Okay, so for the first timers in the house, it is an absolute pleasure to meet each and every one of y'all. My name is Treasure. So we have something very, very special for y'all. And if you stay to the end, you'll also be able to listen in on how you can benefit. But for you to get maximum benefit from this program, ensure that you're filling the attendance form. It is not for me alone. It is for me to be able to send you the resources when the student presents, for you to also be able to learn at the end of the day. That is why we are having this process. Okay, so welcome to all the first timers. Please, as Deborah is dropping the attendance form, ensure you fill it, okay, so that you can have access. If you do have further questions down the line, because it's going to be a very technical session, you can easily reach out to any of the administrative persons, or even a sales representative, or even one of the technical professionals to help you with that. But we won't be able to pinpoint who you are unless you send and fill the details in the attendance. Okay, so for the sake of the first timers in the house, I would like to do a bit of introduction to the company that is bringing this to you. So the company's name is Tenalytics Business. And essentially what we do on here is we are the business arm of Tenalytics. We look at in-demand tech skills, not anyhow tech skills, not tech skills that you can just have for, for having sake. In-demand tech skills that you can use in your current role, and you can also use to, like, you can also monetize your skills at the end of the day. So if you're looking to, get started in the tech space, or you're looking to, improve what you're currently doing, then this is the best place for you to do that, okay? Because you're going to be learning skills from the professional setup, how you can also implement, I own a business. I don't know how to scale my business. Or, Treasure, I'm currently a finance manager in a bank, and I'm looking to transition into tech. I don't know what would be the best place to start. This is the conversation we're going to be focusing on here. I'm also going to show you how tech itself is very important in other industries. So this is what we'll focus on, okay? So we have access to a lot of quality courses across the world, okay? Because Tenalytics is a brand based out of Canada, and Tenalytics Business is basically one of the subset of the brand where you get to benefit from the facilitators that also take programs for individuals across the world, okay? So we look at helping individuals continuously learn and develop themselves. It's 2026. We all came into 2026 with a goal. I want to, get that job, or I want to get a promotion, and you're not looking to upskill yourself. That might be one of the reasons also why you're still where you are. But we're also looking at how to help you get better skill sets for those foreign roles that you have been targeting. How can you take a step forward in your pursuit of that? This is what we'll focus on end to end in this particular program. Okay, so that's a lot and a bit about Analytics Business. So moving on. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, I'm gonna do a bit of intro about myself. So my name is Treasure Akiopo. Like I mentioned earlier, I am the team lead at Analytics Business. I also handle consulting and partnerships. So if you go on Analytics Business page, you'll see a lot of trainings with top organization, Kuda, MTN. So I'm responsible for dealing with majority of the organizations that you have on that platform. And then also I help with other services in terms of, how can we help scale individuals like kids, children, graduates, be able to learn top skills, top tech skills like AI and machine learning, data analytics, a lot of them in terms of hackathon across the world, okay? Because I myself, I'm also a project manager, and I've been able to work on multiple projects in different countries, in Canada, in UK, across Europe. And I've also been able to work with a lot of edtech, fintech, as well as SaaS organization. And in the last almost half a decade, or more than half a decade now, I've been able to achieve this end to end. Okay. So this is why we're going to be having this conversation, because I am also a career coach. I've helped individuals land foreign roles at the end of the day. So in terms of getting project manager roles in the UK, in Canada and US, we've been able to help Nigerians in Nigeria. I need to emphasize on that, because one thing people ask me is, Treasure, the visa sponsorship thing, how does it work? So Nigerians in Nigeria be able to get foreign roles. So that's a little and a lot about myself, but this is not about me. This is about you as an individual. So if you have been with me up until this point, give and write in the chat tech. If you've been with me up until this point, please put in the chat tech. I want to ensure that every single person is still on this conversation. Okay? Okay? Okay. Loving the energy, loving the energy, loving the energy. You are amazing. Please ensure that you're feeling the attendance. And if you feel the attendance, you've not gotten any of the prior recording, always ensure to check your spam, okay? A lot of people come back to say, Treasure, the recording wasn't sent to me. Please check your spam and promotions. It's most likely there. As far as you send us your email and you put it correctly when you fill the attendance form, it has been sent to you, okay? So yes, loving every one of you that has dropped tech. I love the excitement. I don't want it to dwindle. Please ensure you have a book and bio, because in as much as we're going to talk about the technical aspects, what I typically talk about is how to monetize your skills. I've been able to benefit from this from a very young age, right after I finished university. And that's what I've still been benefiting on till now, to this very point that I'm speaking to you. And I also want to share that to individuals. I've helped people far, I'll call them in 20, 30 years of experience, land greater roles like director of projects management, like PMO leaders, because I'm focusing in the PM space. But I've also worked with other individuals across other tech career spaces. And I would like to share some of the insights that has helped them land roles. But this will come, at the tail end of the conversation. So please ensure you stick around and also ensure that you fill the attendance form. Okay? So moving on, what are you expected to get out of this session? The very first thing you'll be getting is understanding what the core concept of predictive maintenance is, using artificial intelligence and machine language to be able to anticipate equipment failures. Remember when I spoke about the presenter or one of our students that are coming today, the person is going to show you the predictive aspect of things. So this does not just apply to the energy sector, it applies to the IT sector, educational sector, and so on and so forth. What do you mean predictive analysis? If you're looking at it in a broad concept, you're looking at, oh, how can I, sort of foresee the future? How can I guess what is going to happen in the future right now to ensure that, oh, I have all my, in project management, you want to do what we call risk management, risk analysis before you even kick off your project. So how can I ensure that I am doing this and making sure that for every potential situation that is going to happen to me, I have a potential solution to it, okay? These have saved companies millions and millions of nairas. We've been able to, do these workflows for organizations, I mean, top organizations, telecommunication brand, financial institutions. These are the very key ones that like to use AI workflows because of how sensitive the information is. So how can you predict certain issues and ensure that you are 10 steps ahead? This will help a business owner. It would help a doctor. Anybody can make use of this workflow. And this is what we'll show you in this particular program, masterclass, when we get to that point, okay? How can you build end-to-end a predictive maintenance system that would help you with data collection, that would also help you pre-process your model to train and deploy whenever that issue is about to happen at the end of the day, okay? So just like when, you set up antivirus on your laptop, so that when there's any potential threats coming in, antivirus is already there to block it out, okay? But right now, we're going to be looking at it from the energy perspective and how you can achieve that. So you're going to learn from start to finish. He's going to show you, in a quick 15, 20 minutes, how that will work out, and basically also how you can also build it for yourself and for your organization, okay? And then finally, you're going to be learning how to gain practical insights when you optimize your machine language models for reliability and accuracy in a real-world industrial setting. Like I mentioned earlier, the project showcase is focused on the industrial space, but this is a concept. This is a workflow that you can replicate in multiple industries, okay? So these are the activities that we're going to be focusing on end-to-end in today's session. So now, before we get into that, I want to know from each and everyone here, if an AI could tell you exactly when something would fail, like when your generator would off, when your phone will pack up, when your laptop will pack up, would you trust it blindly or would you double check? If you go for trusting it blindly, you can put that as your answer. If you go for double checking, you can put that as your answer and tell us why you feel like you would do so. So we want to know if AI, we set up a workflow for you end to end, and then it will tell you exactly when something wants to go wrong. When your car wants to, knock off or have one funny problem, or when your laptop wants to pack up, or your phone. If you are going for double checking, please let us know why. If you are going to trust it blindly, also let us know why. Okay? We are over 53 on this call. 53 humans. I'm seeing 53 humans on this call. Okay? This is to also understand what everybody's saying double check. Please don't follow the crowd. You might have a reason why to trust it blindly. And if you have why, just put it in the chat. This is, to understand to get a level of understanding of how people think, okay? Before you go into this, okay? So this could even apply to, oh, I put out an application and then, there are 5,000 people. I want to make sure that the CV that I'm choosing is the best, or I'm sending out an email to my boss, okay? It's AI that is setting up that email for me. Would I double check, or, I assume that AI is smart enough and then call it a day? Okay, okay. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Please, guys, this is a very interactive session. Ensure to put in the chat what your thoughts are, and then, we can have a conversation with that. Okay. So I think a good 80% are saying they are going to double check. A good 80% says they're going to double check. And then I think about, okay, maybe like 93% would double check, and about like a 7% would trust AI. Okay. So let's take it in this manner. I am neither for nor against the entire trusting it blindly or double checking. And this is the thought process why. Okay. For AI, for your workflow that you've created, okay, for the particular workflow you create, you have gone through multiple series of testing. And before AI makes a mistake, know that you are the one that made the mistake, because AI is only doing what you instructed it to do. Okay. And this is where prompting is very, very important. Okay. You're telling AI, create me a letter. You're not specific on what type of letter. AI would go ahead to create a letter. You go ahead to say, oh, create a letter politely asking my boss for leave. AI will go ahead to create it. You didn't give it a specific date. It will leave blank spaces for you to fill all that. Okay. Coming into the workflow space, when you actually create a workflow, let's say using N8N, you put a trigger that, oh, draw information from different job platforms. AI would go ahead to do that unless there's an error in your code, or else there is, you've not paid for a subscription. That's the only time that the workflow would not work. Okay. So, but if you've gone through the process end to end, one thing that AI would let you know, and I'm going to use N8N as a case study, is if there's an error in whatever node or whatever aspect of your workflow, it will trigger and show you a red mark. But it does not mean that it will not continue with the workflow. It would continue with the process end to end, but we'll let you know where there are those errors. Okay. So if AI tells you that there's an issue somewhere, it is almost 90% correct. But then again, 90% is not 100%. That is why, as an individual, you should always double check. You are the one who created the workflow. You are the one who have an understanding of the type of directive you want the AI to process on. Okay, so if there's any issue, who will be the best person to know? You as an individual. Okay, if I'm asking AI to clean my data set for me, and I know my data set is a HR data set, and then it's giving me salary figures that are not adding up. I am the person that has over 10 years of experience in the HR space. I'm the person that can spotlight that and then go back to check, oh, what did I prompt the AI tool to do? Is it that it's calculating gross? Is it calculating net? Did I give it specific, direction? Once you've been able to fix your prompts, you should be able to get your workflow working appropriately. Okay. So this is why it is always important that you check, double check, triple check, especially if you know this report, you're going to present it in front of other stakeholders. It is very, very important that once AI gives you something, you use the last 10, 15 minutes to go through the information to ensure that every single concept is correct. It is very, very important. But then if your workflow works just fine, trust me, AI will continue to deliver on its end, and then you can go out your day. But you also need to double check. Okay. So even if it's not every single day you are checking, you are looking at it every single week to make sure that everything is on point. Okay. For the whole week, you might trust it blindly, but at the end of the week, you want to make sure that everything is working as it should. So it is going both ways. In terms of trusting it blindly, it's going to be for a very small, limited amount of time. Could even be a day, a couple of hours. But right after that, you need to go ahead to check it to make sure that everything is working as should be. Okay. So I've gotten a lot of responses So I'm just going to read out some. Some says, in order to ascertain what I'm doing is either perfect or not, we'll double check. AI reasoning too is based on probability. AI to make mistake. Okay, so AI reasoning, it depends on the AI tool that you're making use of, but typically AI is based off data. AI itself is a large storage bank of data from everywhere around the world. So it kind of populates information based off data that it has seen in different aspects of different places in the world, and then states, oh, this is why this should be like this. Okay, so AI is not based off probability in the entirety of that word, because they usually have, because if you go on AI right now, sorry, 1 second, I can see that my screen has stopped sharing. If you go to your platform right now, ChatGPT specifically, and say, oh, I want to, please confirm you can see my screen. I don't think anyone can see my screen just yet. Please, if you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Can anyone see my screen? Okay, not yet. Okay, so let me resume. Okay, let me stop sharing and share again. Okay, I'm gonna just wait for that to come up. Okay, what's going on? Okay, let's do this one more time. All right, we are back. Okay, apologies for that, everyone. So, as I was saying, even things like ChatGPT, when they try to give you particular information, now ChatGPT has been upgraded to the point that it will state what source that you're getting that information from. So you know directly if it's coming from Wikipedia or if it's coming from a newspaper like The Sun, whatever it is, you would see the source directly. So AI does not sort of like spit, based on probability. It actually also looks at data to give responses. Okay. So let me look at other responses, double check because oh God, blah, 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 I've been speaking. I don't know, you have been speaking my mind. Yes, I'll double check because sometimes AI can be biased. This is very true. AI can bias and also hallucinate in terms of the responses. So you just need to ensure that it is going in line of the direction you want. If you're looking at it at the end of the day, you are the driver of the bus. If you don't drive it properly, everybody in the bus will crash with you. Okay. So this is basically how AI works. You are driving it. So ensure that you are leading it to the right direction, and then you'll be able to get proper responses. Okay. I'll trust it blindly, especially after that. I also made this point earlier on. Okay. So if your workflow, you've tested, make sure that it's working through and through, you can go ahead and not bother about looking at it every single time. That's the thing. Okay. Double checking because the model may not be trained enough with. Okay. This is another very good point. The human factor, there are certain things AI cannot do. Leadership, feelings, leading, empathy, and so much, and so on and so forth. You need a human to actually do that. So it is very, very important that you double check. That's what I'm saying. I'm neither for nor against this process. AI too makes mistake. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for that short exercise. I love, the conversation. Please, if you're just joining in, ensure that you fill the attendance form so you can either go back to watch the recording or have access to this. Okay. So now we're going to move into the exciting part. Okay. Before we talk about how to make money, which I would speak on, we also have a student who is going to come and show you in real time what he has been able to do end to end, making use of artificial intelligence. So, Julius, if you are here, okay, I can see you already. I'm gonna make you a co-host, and then we can kickstart the process. Okay. So for everyone wondering who Julius is, Julius is a student here at Analytics Business. He is an instrumentation and control systems engineer. Okay, very, very interesting title. So, Uche, please, can you make Julius a host, a co-host, so that we can spotlight him and see what he was able or what he's going to be able to build, making use of artificial intelligence. So, Julius, if you are able to speak, please go ahead and then we can kickstart end to end. Okay? So Uche, Deborah, please make Julius a co-host so we can see in real time. I think Julius is here now. Okay. Hi, Julius. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening. Can you see
Uh,
is my camera on?
Not yet. So let me stop sharing so that I can see clearly. Hi, Julius.
Hello.
I can't see you just yet. Can anyone see Julius? Your camera isn't turned on, though. It's even showing on here that it isn't turned on.
Okay. Just a, s- just a second.
No
So
worries.
in the meantime, while I'm looking for my camera to come on, uh, good evening, everybody. Thank you for the interesting introduction, Treasure. My name is Julius. I'm an instrumentation and control systems engineer, and I work in the energy sector. So the system that I am going to be showcasing is what I built at my time at Analytics. I'm part of the November December cohort, and I recently just sorry. Do you mind if I rejoin, leave and rejoin?
Oh, yeah, sure. No problem. All right. Okay. So once you're back, just let me know, okay? All right. Also, while Julius is trying to sort that out, so I wanted to give a bit of insight in terms of what has been happening so far in the world. Okay. So if we're looking at top organizations, you will tell me now that, oh, Meta is an AI-driven organization, because looking at Facebook, WhatsApp, Meta has integrated Meta AI into the process. And now looking at what do I call it now? Key information across the internet. Meta is about to start grading workers on their AI skill. And this is very, very logical. You know why I say so? A good 70% of the organizations we worked with last year were looking at integrating AI into their process and looking to also upgrade their staff. For those that would not be able to learn, because after we are done with the training, we do the post assessment. Those that don't meet the requirements either would be on suspension till they are able to do it or they are booted out. I'm not saying for all the organizations in the 70%, but there was a good chunk of them that stated that. And I'm not even saying this is American organization. Your typical day in, day out Nigerian companies. So it's looking at where the world is going at this stage. Okay. I'm working in, the top ones, the MTNs, the Kudas. I'm working in Dangote and so on and so forth. Companies are looking for cost-saving ways that they can do their activities, do their processes, and save money. So instead of having my staff work on a particular data analysis process for the next 2, 3 weeks because I'm working on end of year reports, how can I streamline to make sure that that same staff will be able to generate an end of year report in less than 15 minutes? If you do the calculation, you know how much you're saving. Or if that same staff can put in real time a dashboard that is automated every single day, okay, it's updated on its own. And then if I want to get a particular quarter report, I just filter to a quarter and it gives me a direct answer. This does not even need any human interaction in terms of somebody monitoring it. It gives an accurate data for a quarterly report. That means somebody's job is on the line, okay? So these are some of the things that AI has been able to do end to end in this day and age. Okay, so we have things like Meta. You see, everyone thinks AI will kill jobs, but the future McKinsey predicts is far stranger. Okay, because AI is not taking your job. I think you might have heard that like 1 million times, but that's the truth. You just need to be smarter and not decide that you're working hard. You are giving them 20 hours, you're giving them 50 hours of your time. When you could just do your typical is 40-hour week, but you can do 30 hours, 20 hours with the use of AI. You are maximizing your time, which you can either use to do other projects for the company so they can really see your potential. Or if you want to get other projects outside your organization, you can do that and still be very effective, be a high flyer. This is what AI can do for you. Okay. To get, I feel like this thing reads my mind. To get promoted in the age of AI and layoff, young workers need upskilling and to take ownership. This is what career experts, you can see it's not in Nigerian news. This is from Fortune, okay? So for you to get promoted, you need to be smart, okay? Leadership position would only come to you when you think strategically. If you feel like, oh, I need to be doing hard work, I need to sleep by 3 a.m. because I'm working for a particular company, trust me, somebody that doesn't even do half of your hard labor would come and lead your team because they know how to work smarter. And this is what you need as a leader, not someone who is going to work hard and call it a day. Okay. So these are some of the things that we would look at. Okay. So Julius is back. Julius, let me see. Let me make you co-host. Uche, please make Julius co-host. I'm going to stop sharing. And then, okay, Julius, I can see you now.
All right, good
Hi,
evening, everybody. Yeah, sorry, I had a bit of a technical issue, but it is resolved now.
no
Okay, so
worry.
can everyone see my screen now?
We can see you, but we can't see your screen. So, okay.
Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
All
All right,
right, good
Julius.
evening, everybody. Okay, so as mentioned, I built a predictive system, a predictive maintenance system that can use AI and machine learning to actually predict when there's going to be a problem. When most people hear of AI, workflow automation, what comes to mind is generative AI. Generative AI, like your ChatGPT, your Claude, and whatever. Back, I have this generate an image for me, draft this message for me, and so on and so forth. And when people hear of workflow automation, what comes to mind is how am I going to reduce hours? Okay, by doing this, I can save hours. But this project takes it a step further. What if you can predict problems and stop them before they actually happen? Like you notice that, okay, a problem is about to happen, the system predicts it in the future, and then gives you exactly how to stop it and what is the problem, and then tells you how long you can run that system safely before the problem happens. Being that I am an engineer working in the energy sector, this project is tailored to my specific discipline, but the concept and the thinking and the philosophy behind it is universal. It basically consists of three parts. You have data, which is coming, in this case, from plant sensors. And then you have analysis of the data. You have prediction of anomaly. And then you then have the report generation. This same process can be replicated in any field. I'm going to start with one. Think of your Apple wristwatch. It checks your pulse and checks your oxygen level and so on and so forth. That is a data source. Now, what if it can tell you that, okay, based on your pulse and your oxygen level, this person is likely going to have a heart attack, for instance? It's the same principle. My model and my workflow is just doing this for a plant-based or an industrial-based solution, but the same idea is what universal. You can think of it as, okay, maybe it's watching stock markets in real time and it's predicting, okay, based on the patterns I'm seeing in this market, this stock is about to fall. So quickly sell, something like this. The same concept is applicable throughout. So I'm going to go into the specific solution that I built. It's a very simple workflow, and then I called it Plant Pulse. in the sense that it is listening to the pulse of the plant per se. So what this system does is that it is a solution for a power generating company. This power generating company has what is called a gas turbine that is used to generate electricity. These are very expensive machines. They are not made in Nigeria, and then they are custom built to order, which means when you want one today, you place the order before the company that is in charge of making it will then start manufacturing it. Only then will you get it, probably in like 6 months' time. So if that machine fails, you are stuck with that lead time. You cannot produce, you lose your customers, you spend millions to get a replacement, and you cannot even get it immediately. So this system wants to stop that. It wants to look at that machine in real time and then be able to say, okay, with the way this machine is operating, you have so and so number of time left before you get a problem. Shut down and maintain this system before it happens. So I'm going to go to the specific part of the workflow that does what. So you have this part of the workflow here. This is the input. It basically just listens for the data that is coming from the engine. It has 21 sensors that it listens to. So it just listens to it. After it listens to it, it then saves the information that is coming into a database so that you can analyze it later. Then it what does some sort of analysis and normalization because the data coming in from the sensor is raw. It's raw data. We cannot feed it directly into our AI model. So this part just basically just does some normalization and shaping on it so that it can go into our models in a way that our model can understand. Now, this part here is the part that does the actual prediction. This is where our models are hosted. Now, Treasure mentioned something about AI solutions, and one of the problems that they have is sometimes they have inaccuracies, sometimes they give unreliable data, and sometimes they may even hallucinate. So, to solve that problem, I use three models. Each models are using different methods to check on the data. One is just checking, okay, does this number make sense? This particular engine, the temperature is supposed to read maybe between like 60 degrees to let's say like 200 degrees, and you are getting like 400 degrees. So one model will be checking for such kind of abnormalities, like is this normal? Another model will be checking, okay, based on this pattern that I'm seeing now, if this pattern continues into the future, what will happen? And then the third model is just saying, okay, have I seen something like this before? Has this machine behaved this way before? Is this value changing too fast? It might be within range, but is it changing too fast? Is it misbehaving too fast? So you look at these theory different methods, and these are not large language models. They are just custom trained AI and machine learning models. So we get all the answers from different methods together. That way, we avoid hallucination, we avoid unreliability. If one particular model fails, the other ones will be able to catch what the other ones cannot catch. Then after that, we just basically just merge all the model predictions. Okay, this particular one is saying this particular one is saying that, and then we use like a voting system so that we are not relying on one. Okay, out of this theory model, one is saying that there's a problem, and these other two are saying that maybe this is normal, that might be an issue. So we then check, okay, these other two are saying that there's a particular problem. So we then use a voting system to then check, okay, this particular result that we're getting is reliable, or this particular result that we're getting is not reliable. Then it also predicts, okay, based on this decision that these models have reached, that this machine is in deterioration, how long can we operate this machine safely before we have to shut down and probably do a maintenance on it? That will be able to plan. This particular part also calculates that. Then after doing that, it then comes and then check, is there an error? Is there an alarm? If there's no alarm, it does not do anything. It goes back and continues to monitor it. That way, you don't get any false alerts, you don't get any false errors. But if there is an error, or if you notice that the way the machine is operating, there's going to be like a problem soon, it then branches into this place. And then an AI agent then summarizes what is coming from those models, gives you a report, stores the report in your database for further analysis, and then alerts the team immediately that, hey, with the way this machine is currently behaving, you better go and check it now before it becomes a problem. So this is basically what the workflow does. But I'm going to give you a live demonstration now. But like I mentioned, this is meant for like in a plant situation where you have sensors reading in. But because we don't have sensors now, I have done a little something to simulate the data that will be coming in. So I just have something. I just have something like this here. So it's currently sending in data now, and we are listening to it through this place so that when I execute this, it takes in the data that is already being published. It is assuming that those data are coming from the sensor. If it is deployed in real life, this will be listening directly for the data coming from the sensor. So you just assume that. So what I'm going to do, if you notice, this place says healthy. So right now, I am only publishing healthy data. Let's see how it will behave. Will it call the data that is healthy unhealthy? Will it give me an error even when the data I'm giving it is normal? So let's see. So I'm going to execute it and I'm going to walk you through it. So when I click execute, now this is listening for the data. It has gotten the data. It has stored it in our database. It has normalized it. It has communicated with the three models and gotten outputs. It has merged the output together. And from the voting system, it has come to know that there's no error. So it stops here. It does not do anything. It does not generate a report because this is what we expect. We do not expect it to be giving us errors when everything is working normally because then the system will be useful. So this way, it's able to monitor the machine 247 and only alert you when there's a problem. So now, what if there's a problem? I'm now going to change this simulation to give me faulty data. So I'm just going to type the word degrade, and and the data has switched, and it's going to be what uh, giving us bad data. So I'm going to come back here, and then I'm going to execute it and see if it either stops here or branches. So execute, stored, normalized, model predictions, and you can see it climbed this one instead. So it is giving us exactly what we want. We fed it a wrong data of faulty engine, and then it's accurately detected that yes, this engine is faulty. So it branches here. Now this AI agent is summarizing all the results from the models as well as the output from this voting system, and is going to generate a chart and a report that is going to send to us on Slack and via Gmail. So let's go on to Gmail and see the report it has sent. So you can see urgent, high failure risk unit 2. Their maintenance team, engine 2 is showing signs of trouble with an active alarm. The sensors that measure turbine exhaust gas temperature, heat bleed, and high pressure compressor are all showing a worsening trend. This means the engine is getting hotter and less efficient. With only about 60 cycles left before expected failure, it's very important to fix this engine soon. High risk means we need to act now. So it does not only tell them that there's a problem, it tells them this is how long you have to fix this issue until it becomes catastrophic. And it gives them the severity and also has a visual chart. If you're looking at it with your naked eyes, you might not see much fluctuations, but because it has been specifically trained to notice those little tiny fluctuations, is able to tell you that, okay, this is exactly what is going to happen. This is how long you have to act before it becomes a problem. So for a machine that costs millions of dollars, you might just need probably like less than $200 to just replace a small part, and then you fix it, and then your system continues running, and you have high reliability. This is it for my own use case. Now, imagine, for instance, that you have a website and you are monitoring website traffic. And then you have a system like this that can tell you, okay, with the way your website traffic is going now, it might be offline soon. Think of banking systems. You have like high transactions rates, and then you want to see, okay, maybe with the way these transactions and the way it's going, with how congested this network is, if I don't do a network upgrade sometime, it may fail and I might lose customers. This same system, it works fine. The example I gave earlier, if you're in the medical field, you have probably patients with heart pacemakers. Something like this can be listening to the patterns that the heart is making and say, okay, this is normal, this is not normal, and they can predict, okay, it's time for you to go to the hospital for a checkup. If you don't, with the way your heart is beating now, you might have a cardiac arrest very soon. You can think of it also in terms of maybe it's watching the stock market, it's watching your crypto market or whatever. It's just anything that gives you data that a trend can be analyzed and then it can be predicted. This same system will work perfectly for it. So thank you very much. Uh, that is the demonstration of the system that I made. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you so much, Julius. Please, guys, let's give him a round of applause. Please, I need like flowing reaction. It is not easy to go through this from start to finish, explain it in his own industry, and also give examples that even I didn't even think of. Looking at the banking sector, oh, if your system is about to go on an upgrade, before you get to that point, so you don't lose customers, how can you go about it? If you are a doctor, or you are a patient, as the case may be, before you go into cardiac arrest, life and death situation, you can predict it as well. Okay, if you're in the IT department, before you go for any upgrade, you can predict it as well. If you own a business, okay, before your employees start to drop like flies and start to quit, you can predict it from activities because they are data. This is backed by data. Life is backed by data. If you can properly analyze your data, you can probably also state, oh, this is what is going to happen, and this is my way of stopping it. Okay. So thank you so much, Julius. Please, everyone, I can see the amazing reaction so far. Thank you so much. If you have any specific questions in what he has said so far, you can put that question in the chat, and then we would also take a look at that while we move back into another segment of the session. In brief 10-15 minutes or 5-10 minutes, we'll talk about, oh, how can you make money from tech skills? Julius has done a fantastic job and he has created a workflow. He has created a product. Okay. When it comes to tech, the tech space in general, know that you can make, not even tech space, any career pathway, because I don't like to limit it to just tech. Tech kinds of trickles down into every single career pathway. Okay. You can make money in 4 ways. It's either you get a full-time role. Full-time role, we'll talk about that in a bit, how you can position yourself to get a full-time role. Or you are among those categories that, oh, Treasure, I don't want to leave my job. I love my job so much, okay? I want to infuse AI into what I do, but I still want to make money outside. And this is where contract roles come into play, okay? I typically am talking in terms of dollars, pounds, and other foreign currencies, okay? If you're looking at, oh, you want to make $10 to $15 per hour, getting a contract role, this is another way you can make money from tech, okay? Because one thing they would ask is something in terms of your portfolio. Julius has an amazing portfolio. He can explain it from start to finish. He can give examples in other field. You're not limited to just your field. That's the good part. If you have the foundation of that knowledge, you can always replicate. Julius does not need to only be, in the energy space to be able to do what he does. He can go work for an IT company. He has the product and it works effectively. He just needs to replicate. And once he has set up, he has moved ahead. He's getting more money from both sides and it's good to go. Okay. So whatever workflow you create, it brings me to my third point. It becomes your product. You can essentially sell your product to other people to buy your services. And this is how you make money. And finally, these tools that he mentioned, N8N, even coming to data analytics too, Bricks AI, and so on and so forth. These tools, people want to learn it on a day-to-day basis. You, Julius himself, can teach other people in his department and make money from it. Okay. So there are all these ways to make money if you can learn, if you can understand the skill set, if you can build in public, okay, now everybody knows Julius, a whole 63 set of individuals here knows Julius. Some people would go ahead to go find him on LinkedIn. This is potentially how people get jobs, get bigger opportunities. What you do in public, people remember you for. Okay. So this is something he has done. So imagine you do this consistently on different stage. Trust me, the sky is the limit, literally the limit for you. Okay. So thank you so much, Julius. I'm just going to the chat to see some of the questions or comments. Olayola says, I'm sorry I'm new to automation, but you mentioned AI models. Are we going to be building models ourselves? Absolutely. Absolutely, you're going to. But one thing I want everyone on this call to know is please don't be scared about building. What you don't know might seem a bit intimidating, but once you get started in the process, you would understand from scratch. Oh, this is what I need to do. This is the trigger that I need to. Okay, because for NA10, there's an entire vocabulary that we use. There are the trigger aspects, there are the different nodes in terms of how you execute your workflow, and so on and so forth. You will understand each of the concepts. Then you now start to see how you can integrate the process every single time. Okay. You don't just jump to be an expert. There's a process to it, but we'll ensure that we're taking it from the beginner perspective right until when you become a full-on expert. Okay. So this is some of the things we'll focus on end to end in this program. But now let's talk about money, my favorite topic of them all. We'll talk about how to monetize your skill. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. We'll discuss that for a bit, and then we'll also discuss what type of programs you need to be looking at regarding AI specifically. Okay, so going back to this, if you are still with me so far, I hope you have not slept, guys. If you are still on the call, type ready. Okay, I need to know you are here. We just had an amazing practical session, and I feel like some of you have slept or some of you are cooking. If you are cooking, no problem at all. Okay, just make sure that you have your earpiece on or something and you are listening, because now we're about to talk about money. If you are here, type ready. Please type ready in the chat so that I know that you are here. You have not left me, and I'm not about to talk to myself in the next 10-15 minutes. These are things that have worked for me. And if you feel like, Treasure is speaking a lot, please go to my LinkedIn profile. My LinkedIn profile is Yesemi Treasure Akiopo. You can check my profile, okay? And you can also read through my experience skill set. The last time I had a Nigerian related job was probably in 2021, thereabouts, okay? So these are things that has worked for me so far, and I also want to pass that across to people, okay? I've coached a lot of people. I'm young. I'm not even going to tell you that I am old. I am young, but I've been able to work smart. I want to ensure that people also get to benefit from that as well, okay? So coming into landing a job, a lot of people want to transition. By the way, I started in the health field. Trust me, why am I a project manager? I have no idea. But I enjoy speaking to people. I enjoy leading a team. I enjoy, the pressure and madness of projects. I love it to my core. And this is why I'm still in this field to now. And I've sort of grown through the years and through the cadres. And also, I'm now into partnerships, dealing with individuals and people. So how can you set up your own story? Where do you need to start from? Especially for those looking to transition, or you're currently in a field and you feel like you're not getting that promotion. How can you spotlight yourself? Okay. So talking about that, how can I transition? Okay. I'm a teacher today. Where do I fit in this whole conversation? I don't think engineering sounds like something I'm doing at the moment, or I don't think a lawyer a software engineer sounds like something I want to do. I don't want to learn anything coding. Where do I start from? Okay. So starting from is finding people. Your network is very, very, very important. Finding people that have done this before you. Nobody started, how do you say, there is nothing new under the sun. Nobody started this, just on their own. There are some new concepts, but everyone started with an idea. Okay. So find a community, do your research. Always make sure that you are learning, okay? You want to get into the project management space. I would use that as an example because that's where I'm in, okay? I want to get into the PM space. What do I need to do? Okay, I need to understand what project management is. I need to be able to speak the language of project managers. That means I need to go find a community. And then once I found my community, I need to pick up a course. Take a course in projects management. Once I take a course in projects management, at least now I can speak the lingua franca of these individuals. I know what they are saying when I go into a room and they ask me certain questions. I can answer. I've learned, I have my certificates, but that's not it. You did not go to be a project manager to come and talk. People, every time that I interview someone for a PM role, I'd always ask, oh, where's your portfolio? What have you done? Why should I hire you? Not based on what I see on your CV, which is one aspect to it, but what projects have you worked on? If I meet someone like Julius, 100% I would hire him. Why? Not only does he have strong backings in terms of how to make use of AI in an advanced way to help the industry sector, but he can actively speak on it. Okay. What I also really, really love is the fact that he can also resonate with other industries. So this is someone that is multifaceted in his thinking. Okay. Someone that goes beyond the box. If you box yourself, you keep being there every single time. So for you to break that box, AI is a new innovative way that everybody's trying to get into. You have companies rushing to get into, but you yourself, you are pulling back and saying, oh, do I really need AI? Oh, I'm a manager in my role. I'm good with it. Don't let life happen to you and then you don't even know where to start from. Okay. I typically say it's better you have something and don't need it than to need it and not have it. That would be a very hurtful thing for you to go through. Okay. So talking about getting the skills and building your portfolio. You will say, oh, Treasure, how do I want to build a portfolio? I've not done projects before. And I'm using this as an example. Who will hire me? You don't need the world to hire you. You hire yourself. Start with projects. I'm still working as a banker, but oh, I'm doing this project. Even in the banking sector, I want to see how I can take one or two projects and simulate in a real world setting. I can go present it to my boss. Sometimes you create your own position. You just don't know that it is you creating it. If you do something really well, you would see that the people at the top would want to move you forward because you are now a strategic thinker. You are not someone that is doing, oh, this is my email, send it back to me. Oh, let me see your different data sets. You're someone that's thinking, oh, how can I improve myself and move the company forward? This is how you potentially get promotions. So once you have that information, ensure that you are build where you are. Don't be looking for, oh, which road do I need to build where you are? Build where you are. Find pet projects. There are a lot of companies that are looking for volunteer project managers. I'm using this as an example. Go ahead, apply for those roles. Oh, no, they're not paying me. They're paying you in experience. And I'm not even saying that's good because sometimes it could be very annoying, but you know the goal that you are going towards. Okay. When I started my journey, I freshly just got my certificate. I was fresh out of school. In terms of the chances, I had like less than 10% to get hired. I forced my way into getting hired because you need to show how good you are. You need to build in public. Oh, this thing that Julius has just done is building in public. Go on your LinkedIn profile. Make sure you are posting relevant content to the type of job role that you want. If I'm looking for a project management role, I'll continuously post different concepts, different information regards the project space. I keep talking about it. Okay. If you don't remember any other thing in this conversation from what has been said, you remember that I said I'm a project manager because I'm hammering it over and over again. So when they think about you, what's the first thing that pops up in someone's mind? You think that your WhatsApp status, your potential hire cannot be there, or the person that would help you get a job cannot be there. You don't ever talk about, anything work related because you feel like that's your personal life. I'm really sorry. They always say that you're like 5 calls away from the president. You know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Just make sure that your network is working for you and you're always out there. Okay. So that's talking about LinkedIn. Set up your LinkedIn profile. Make sure that you don't just set it up and we have traditional general basic content on it. Make sure that there is a niche, there is a voice of who you are in your content, in your profile. If you don't have that, you reduce your chance of actually landing a potential role. Okay. The next thing to look at is your resume. Very interesting. A lot of managers, when they apply, when you see their resume, you would run. You can't be applying for certain roles and not have specific key concepts because this day and age, it is not even humans that starts to take a look at your resume. It is AI. And AI is more logic based than sentimental. in terms of, oh, if you apply, I say I want 3 to 5 years, and you're telling me you have 2 years of experience, I'm booting you out. Okay. So you need to ensure that you are tailoring your resume to speak whatever the job requirement is. Your resume should be the answer. If not, it's not a good fit. Okay. So there are AI workflows that can help you with that. If you're able to make use of AI can help you with that process end to end. It would help you from the start of, oh, how can you set up, how can you get jobs that you're going to be a good fit for? How can you tailor your resumes to those jobs? How can you apply for those jobs to make sure that you have easy process? That is what AI is for. AI cannot just only help you in getting a job. It can be your process to getting that job. Okay. So this is what we'll be looking at in this program. So I've talked about portfolios. And then finally, just ensure that everything that you're building, you don't keep quiet about it. You can apply for a role, and you know where they always say message the job poster. LinkedIn is not stupid, okay? Mentioning the job poster just puts you ahead of people, okay? Letting them know that, oh, this is what you can do. If you now go a step further to look at the request that they have and ensure that your resume, you are doing something that speaks to that project, you are going to capture the person that is, currently hiring for that role. To give you a bit of context, I think that was about Monday, because what I typically do is I like to tell myself that I want to know if I'm still hot in the market. So I go ahead to apply for certain roles. I'm not talking about Nigerian roles. I applied for a role as a project manager in Australia. Okay. So when I applied for the role, another thing is to apply early. Okay. If you are looking at, make sure that when you're applying for roles, you're looking at between a day, there are a couple of minutes between a day, and then anything 1 to 3 days is fine. But past 3 days, your chances are very slim unless you're very good. Okay, so this job was 45 minutes posted. I applied for the role, and I saw the founder. The founder was, listed as a job poster. Immediately messaged him. Okay, this is what I've done. This is my portfolio. This is my resume. I've already applied, but also sending you a message. In less than 10 minutes, he responded back, oh, your profile looks amazing. You know, one thing with these founders, once you've applied, they go check. That's even if you're a good fit. Oh, your profile looks amazing. Are you available for a call 30 to 45 minutes by Thursday? Australia is 9 hours ahead of us. Tell me why I'm applying for it. Like I said, there are things that you do to know that you are still viable in the market. I do that. I keep testing my CV. I keep tweaking my CV to apply for roles because you just never know. And, a little more money never hurts anyone. Okay. So once you can use artificial intelligence to do this, it is easy for you to apply for different roles. And your services should be for the highest bidder. Loyalty is great, but make sure that you are also looking out for yourself at the end of the day. Okay. So applying for roles, reach out to this individual, state, oh, this is how I can help your company. You are not going to be reaching out to them to say, oh, I applied for a role, please help me, that kind of situation. You need to, especially for a leadership role, you need to make them understand why they should hire you at the end of the day. And this is what you focus on when you start to apply for jobs. Okay. So apply for that. Make sure that when I go to your profile, even after you've applied, you have your portfolio attached. Your LinkedIn profile is like your CV. And then at the end of the day, when I'm sending you a message, I know that you're someone viable. These are simple steps. It seems like a lot. It seems like everything that you've constantly heard, but this can make a whole world of difference. And when you're applying for roles, please and please, if you're not a good fit, don't think that there's one magic that wants to help you. You yourself know you are lying to yourself. Okay. Another way that you can always check it out is put the job description into your ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever AI tool you use. And what you majorly do is every time you apply or once you set it up, make sure that your resume is already on the ChatGPT platform. So you are just comparing your resume to the job application and to tell you how many percent compatible you are with that job. If you're seeing anything less than 80%, it's not worth it. So you don't get disappointed. Because once you start to apply for a lot of roles at the same time, oh, I'm applying today, 100 roles, applying tomorrow, you think that that's the magic that will happen. It's not by volume, it's by quality. Make sure that you are doing quality application. If not, you lose a chance of actually landing a role. Okay. So this is on LinkedIn on aspects of things. If you're looking at contract roles on Upwork and Fiverr, You have less than 5 minutes, 5 minutes to apply for a contract. Someone that's going on Upwork is not looking for, a long time to get that contract filled. I want it urgent. That's why I'm hiring somebody. It's not LinkedIn that I need to take my time. No, on Upwork, I need it like today, like this very second. So if it's more than 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, your time is just dwindling. So, on Upwork, it is based on bid. So you are wasting money at that point because you're using Connects to even apply for those contract roles. You need to be smart. You're a good fit. You can do one application, two applications. You might say that it's not a lot, but you are being very quality, you're doing a lot of quality control when you're applying, and it gives you a better chance. Okay. So once you've even applied for the contract role, always make sure that the message you are sending to the individual is kind of personalized. Okay, because they get a lot of this message. So why should you stand out? Make sure you do have a personalized message because it gives you a better chance. That is when you start to get all those $10, $15 per hour job. This is simple cheat code. This is cheat code that has worked for me, worked for other individuals that have coached, and also help people get jobs. Okay, so if this has been clear so far to all, more than 56 of you, please give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure you have not slept on this call. If this has been clear so far, please give me a thumbs up. If this is clear so far, give me a thumbs up. I'm not seeing any reactions. It's just me because I'm sharing my screen. Okay, got it from Darlington. Okay, Muslimat. All right. Okay, some people are still here. Others, I don't know. You've left your device and gone to bed. Okay, okay, no problem. Please also ensure that you're filling out the attendance form. It is super, super, super important. Okay, so let's move on. I think I've talked about this very, very detailed. Okay, it is always impossible till it is done. Yes. Oh, I'm a teacher. I don't think I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't think it's in the cards for me. There are lots of people that have done it. People have gone ahead to do it for you. If it's not difficult, that means, I think our founder used to say this thing, may your road be rough. It's not even a course because once you start to get into higher leadership, it just gets a lot tougher for you. And if you feel like, oh, I want to be where it's easy, you're not going to grow in the slightest bit. You're not going to move an inch. It is when you shake yourself and move to an uncomfortable position, you have a high chance of growing. Okay. So now, these are some of the testimonials, people that have gone ahead to do it. Abigail was a care worker. And to note, it's not only Nigerians that take our program. You have people abroad that also take the program. So Abigail, she was a care worker. And after the program, she was able to transition into a full business analyst role. We have Tony, who was a pharmacist, who became a full benefits analyst with a full sponsorship, visa sponsorship to NHS in the UK. Bing also was able to get a job in Poland after 2 years of searching. There's Nathaniel, who became a full data scientist. It's one of the largest private research pharmaceutical in Barcelona. Abdul Rashid, who lives in Nigeria. This one that we all like. I live in Nigeria, by the way. Who lives in Nigeria and works for a company in the US. So that's the fun part. You're making money in USD, you're making money in pounds. Do the conversion, it will make sense to be in this category. Okay, so these are the different individuals that we've helped, and there are so many more. So now coming into programs that you can take that can help you get started in it. We've talked about AI, we've overflogged AI so much. So now how can you now niche it down to yourself? What do I need to do? Yeah, so we're going to be talking about 6 courses that we have that you can basically learn. Okay, so there's the first one, AI for content creation, vibe coding, AI automation engineering, generative AI for data analytics, generative AI for HR analytics, there's generative AI for business analysts and project managers. Okay, so let's explain what each of them are so that people have a clear concept of what this information is all about. Starting off with the first one, AI for content creation. This is a very interesting aspect. In 2025, thereabouts, we had the World Economic Forum Future of Job reports, and said there are certain skills that are going to grow and there are certain skills that are going to decline. The skills that were also going to grow was content creation, social influencing. That's what it's called. So when it comes to content creation, Majority of the reason why people don't post on LinkedIn is because they don't know what to say or how to say it. And they're like, I give up. It's not for me. Content is not for me. Content is for everybody. And AI is basically going to help you achieve your goal a lot faster. So AI for content creation, what we are looking at is, the entire content phase. Before you do a video, once you've done your video, and after you do a video. So let's take it a step back. Before I do my video, what do I need? I need a script. I need my content calendar as a planning guide. I need content pillars. What do I want to talk about? Is it an educative content? Is it lifestyle content? Is it healthcare? Whatever content, you need a niche. Okay, so you need pillars that you want to speak on every month. You want to build your content calendar. You also want to write your script and so on and so forth. There are a lot of AI tools. Okay, you have the scripts. There's a lot of them that can help you achieve those goals. So these are the AI tools would show you to help you write your script. It's majorly prompting. Oh, what type of hooks will capture, an individual? Once you click on a video, you hear 5 ways to make what 1 million naira in 30 days. That's the hook. Okay. Or the most annoying one that I see on Instagram. Please, hold on, don't scroll. That thing is very annoying. But whatever works with whatever individual. Okay. So you have your hook, your content flow. Now, okay, I have my content, like I have my script and everything. Let me shoot the video. Camera doesn't like me. I don't like camera back, but I still want to shoot videos. Okay, what do? AI comes in place. All I need to do is capture my facial features, capture my different mannerism, capture the sound of my voice when it's up tempo, low tempo, and so on and so forth. And that's all. All I do is put my scripts into the AI tool, my facial features, me in different outfits, me in Paris, me in Canada, UK, talking about whatever I'm talking about would appear. These are videos that I can consistently recycle over and over again. If you see me in UK, it might be real, it might not be real. It's nobody's business at the end of the day. But AI can help you get to that point. That is why when you see a lot of the videos today, you're like, is it real? Is it not real? That is AI, okay? We have good AI tools that can help you get to that goal. Then, once you are done with the video creating, you now want to do things like edit your videos, add animations, or you want to monetize your video. You want to open a YouTube channel. You don't even want to put your face. You want to use your YouTube channel to explain key concepts in, let me take project management space. I want to talk about things like Gantt charts or racing metrics or how to handle a meeting. These are different things that I can just do 5 minute videos and so on and so forth. I'm not putting my face, it's just the sound of my voice. Okay, these are what you can achieve with AI content creation. How can you now market those information, market those content to make money? Would also show you how artificial intelligence can get that done for you. Okay, so these are many more in terms of building a portfolio, would show you in AI for content creation. So tools you'll be working with is ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot. You have 11 Labs, Midjourney. You can see a lot of them on the screen. Okay. So the next one we have is vibe coding. This is, as the name implies, you are coding on vibes. There is no more interesting way to explain it. Okay, so essentially, you're going to be building apps, you're going to be building websites, but you're not writing one single line of code. And even a lot of software developers use it these days. I have friends, back-end developers, front-end developers that make use of, vibe coding. You that you're a teacher, you've always been fascinated by coding, but you don't want to get your hands dirty. AI is there for you, okay? So for this particular program, would show you how you can use AI to build websites and applications. You can also use it to build your product requirement document through prompts. You are building a fully functional website. All you need to do is prompt properly. If you see tools like Relum, see, Supabase, and so on and so forth, even GenSpark would help you build all these things very, very easily. Okay. So what we'd like to do for any of our courses is every single week you are working on a project. That is why, if they ask you, come and build a website, you don't talk about things from a theoretical aspect. You talk about it from like someone who has done the project because you've actually done it. Okay. So this is what you're also going to be learning in this particular course. So we'll teach you how to improve AI generated code, how to build websites, and also how to build applications. And you're not writing code. This is what we'll focus on in vibe coding. Okay, moving on to the next one. I don't know if I'll do a lot of explanation here because this is exactly what the student that came to present focused on, AI automation engineering, but he wasn't looking at large language models. We're looking at AI models and machine learning models as well, because these are other concepts we are focusing on. So when it comes to AI automation engineering, please, first off, I have to do this disclaimer. You don't need to be an engineer. You don't need to be a tech person. You don't need to be from a science background to take this course. This is just English. Breaking it down to a layman term, it is workflow automation specialist. So when it comes to workflow, every single person, even a market woman, has a way of, running their day-to-day activities. So what are the things that you do that are repetitive? Sending emails, building reports, research, whatever you do that you do every single time, and it is kind of redundant. It is mundane. It's every single time you are going through that thing over and over again. You don't need to stress on it anymore in this day and age, okay? AI would essentially help you with your workflow. Another thing that people will tell me is, oh, I don't like to apply for jobs. No problem. I created a workflow, okay? All you need to do, add this your master resume. The AI will draw the different jobs from LinkedIn every 24 hours. That's my trigger for the start process. So once 24 hours is completed, it will draw the information, compare it to my master resume. If the job is 80% or above, it moves it to a sheet. Then it goes into ChatGPT to kind of tailor the resume to that job and then output the job opportunity, everything on another sheet. You don't want to apply? AI has done that process for you. So every single thing now you can think of that is every time that you're doing it, AI can help you achieve your goal very, very fast. Okay. Another thing, like what's his name? Julius mentioned, you have the predictive process to it. Everywhere that's in crypto, financial space, and so on and so forth. You have bot system. You learn how to create bot system, multi-agent system, voice AI agents. If you've ever wondered how Siri of the Mac ecosystem functions, you can create your own Siri, or you are calling one of these telecommunication line, MTN, and you're like, oh, if you are talking about SIM, press 2, press this. You can create your own. If you're not even looking to create one, you can create it for a company and make your money. These are what we focus on here. And every single week, you're working on a project. So that if you're a beginner, you have 8 projects to your name. This is very, very important when you start to apply for a role. And then we'll show you how to monetize your skills on this as well. Okay. So moving on to the next one, we have generative AI for data analytics and generative AI for HR. They're kind of similar, but one is different from the other, okay? So when it comes to generative AI, you're looking at how to use AI to create, to generate, to bring about whatever English you understand, okay? This is what AI is doing for you. As a data analyst, you have simple things that I won't call it simple. Okay, you have things that you do. You clean data, you analyze data, you're able to make sense of data, you generate insights, you're able to make decisions based off those information. This is what a data analyst does. So now you do it with tools like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL. On your day-to-day basis, you're currently always using it. Okay. But now you want to generate a report 40,000, 50,000, 100,000 rows and columns because you're working in, let's say, you're working in GTB Bank that has branches all over Nigeria and you want to compile all that data together. You don't need to manually go through the process of cleaning. You know how many days, weeks it will take you. You don't need that anymore. All you need to do is get your AI tool, Bricks AI, DataGPT, Quadratic AI, slot the data set in, prompt the AI tool. Oh, this is what I want to achieve. These are the key insights I'm looking for rather, and also ensure you put it up in a dashboard. And the AI will do that process for you from start to finish in less than 5 to 15 minutes or 5 to 20 minutes, depending on how large the data set is. This is why AI data analysts and an ordinary data analyst, they don't end the same. Because not only do you understand key concepts, or not only do you understand key concepts about the data analytics aspect, like Excel, Power BI, SQL, that will be teaching you, but I'm not showing you, oh, this is the long journey to get to this point. This is the shortcut. Which one do you want to do? If you want to take the long journey, fine and good, spend your time. You still be a data analyst, you're still recognized. Or do you want to take the shortcut where In a matter of minutes, I'm done. I can even do like 5, 10 other projects while the data analyst is still coming. So these are the differences. AI data analyst for an entry-level role, you are earning nothing less than 35,000 USD per annum. Where a data analyst can be doing 25,000 for entry-level role. You see the difference? This is where they reverence an AI data analyst over another data analyst. So this is the flow you work with. The next one we have is generative AI for HR analytics. This is in two ways. Talent acquisition, like I've mentioned, when someone applies for a role or 5,000 people apply for a role, you want to ensure that you are not going through the process alone. AI is doing it for you. You would go through everybody's resume, pick your top 10, and all you have to do is interview 10 people. You're not looking at 5,000 resumes. This is AI generated process. Or you want to do performance monitoring. You want to ensure that when people start to go through their quarterly metrics, or when they start to do quarterly review, okay, based off their KPIs, they're able to do this a lot easier and a lot faster because you have AI to analyze the HR data sets. This is what every AI HR professional needs in their day-to-day activity. It's very, very important because it ensures that you're able to hit your goal a lot faster. And whenever there's an issue, you can catch it on very easily. Because let's say an employee is not performing well as he or she should. In Q1, you've already captured that information because you already did an analysis. You've done series of surveys and you're able to pinpoint what those issues are. This is what will effectively be done in generative AI for HR, okay? And then finally, we have the last one, AI for business analysis and project management. This last one is a two-in-one package because not only are you looking at the business end to end, okay? Let's say your goal is to double your revenue from last year. You made 5 million naira last year. You want to ensure that you are doubling it this year. You have to do a lot of things. There is root cause analysis. You want to compare last year to 2024 to see how you improved in 2025 and how you can also improve in 2026. You want to see what are the errors, mistakes you made, and how you can get better at it. AI can do this for you easily. It will look at things like your processes. Oh, am I not making money because of the type of staff I have? Or how am I managing my finances? Or is it because I don't have a new technology? That is why staff are not as productive as they need to be. You can't make all these assumptions as a business owner. You need AI. AI will do that for you and give you a response. Okay. And then you also have things like your BRD documents, looking at creating your process roadmap. AI would absolutely help you get there. Then coming into the project management space, project managers, we look at things like what we call your life cycle, the project life cycle. There is the initiation to, looking at the closure phase. And every single step, AI can help you deliver your project. You have a project for 6 months, you are looking at getting it done 5 months. Your contingencies plans are created, your risk management plan, your project's roadmap, looking at things like your project charter, Gantt charts, every single thing, everything you need to plan, everything you need to execute is fully created using artificial intelligence. And now, Gantt chart that would take me, 2 weeks to get done because I'm trying to run after 1 million people. I'm doing it in less than a day. Time is money, literally. If you're not making effective use of your time, you're just going to be stuck where you are. Okay, tools that we use every single day, like Notion, Jira, Asana, Monday, a lot of them. AI is there. There are now AI tools, but not a lot of project managers knows about this. This is what we would also focus on in this particular program. Okay. So this is what we'll be teaching you for generative AI for business analysis and project management. So these are the 6 different programs that we have. And to note, every single week for every single project, for every single program rather, you'll be working on a project because it is very, very important. Okay. And these programs are going to be running for 8 weeks. So the classes are going to be Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays, you're looking at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Sundays, you're looking at 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, so looking at things from the employability perspective, because I mentioned, we're not just looking to give you certificate and call it a day. How can you make money? How can I make money? How can I get a job? So like I mentioned earlier, would help you with your CV. Optimizing your CV to get that desired goal, desired role at the end of the day would help you with that, would help you optimize your LinkedIn profile. Okay. What we also do is every single week, The job opportunities that we see, we send across to our students to go ahead to apply and show them how to tailor their resume to give them a good chance of actually getting jobs. In the last, what, 2 3 weeks, 2 weeks to be specific, we've had over 6 students get jobs across different programs. Okay, so these are some of the ways we've been able to get it for those students. Okay, then if you now have interviews, we won't just say, oh, apply and call it a day. Once you apply, they call you for, even if it's a screening call, if it's your first interview, technical interview, let us know, would give you a facilitator to prepare you. And then for the duration of the time you are learning with analytics business, you can put in your CV that you're working with analytics business as a consultant. And based off that, if any of the individuals reach out to provide you a job reference letter, we'll easily be able to help you with that. Okay. When you finally get the job, you'll also have access to support. One thing that we do is, even when you're done with the program, we don't say goodbye to you. We have our alumni community. So in the alumni community, we also would provide you support. You have lifetime access to every resource. If you have interview 2 years down the line, as far as you had registered with our program, we would have to give you a facilitator to help with your interview process. Okay, so this support is for life. Okay, this is what we're also offering. Then we have weekly mentorship session. There's Upwork and Fiverr optimization. These are things to ensure that you're going to be employable at the end of the day. Okay, so this program, like I mentioned, is going to be for 2 months. That's 8 weeks, eight long gruesome weeks. So it's going to be kickstarting February 7th, and we're going to be wrapping up by March 28th. So Saturdays and Sundays, like I mentioned earlier, these are when the classes would happen. But we also have what we call weekly support session. People will say, oh, Treasure, I don't like to have classes online. I don't enjoy them. No, no, no. We ensure that you have full-on support. If for whatever reason you go for a class, you don't understand, or you missed a class, reach out to your facilitator. There'll be a one-on-one session. If per adventure, oh, you don't even want to do that, you want to do it in a group setting, you want to learn from other people, this is what Tuesday session is for. We have a session 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. to provide you with support with whatever you need. Your workflow is not executing, your trigger is not working, your node is not working, whatever the case is, bring it to this session. Then on Thursdays, we talk about key concepts in the mentorship program. How can you start your AI automation agency? You know, different concepts that can help you monetize your skills. These are what we focus on end to end. In this particular program. Okay, so moving on to the next one. How can I get started? How can I get started today? So if you're looking to get started in any of the program, the next program is going to start 7th February 2026. That is literally less than 2 weeks from now. So if you're looking to get into any of the program, this would be a great space for you to get started. Okay, so how do you go about it? For the 6 programs that we're offering, it is currently at 150,000 naira discounted price. The original price is 250K. You can go on the website and check it. Just type teneticsbusiness.ca. Okay, because we're registered out of Canada, and then you'd be able to see that the program is 250K, but we're doing a discount of 150K. That's 40% off the discount. Okay, so you can either choose to register right now for 150K. But then again, it's January. A lot of people just got paid. You're trying to figure out how you budget your activities. So if you also have that, you have the option to pay in 2 installments. Okay. You pay 75,000 naira today, and then you pay your balance in March. That's another option, because we have 3 options for you just to make sure it's very comfortable. But because we are discussing right now, okay, we have a 40,000 naira payments plan that you can make today. You pay your 75,000 naira on or before class starts by February 7th, and then you balance the final one by first week in March. Okay, so it's either you pay 150K, you pay 75K, or you pay 40K. These are the plans that we're working with. But just to let you know, discounts is wrapping up by next week, Monday. If you're looking to lock in your slots, we had just 12 slots left. We've been selling this thing for over 3 weeks. And once the 12 slots are completed, even if it gets to next week, Monday, if it's not there, you are going to pay 250K. So instead of making payment of 250K, better help you with that and not pay 100K extra if you are able to lock in your slots. To let you know, just not, it's not even to push you, it's telling you the reality of things. Okay. Either lock in with 150K, you lock in with 75K, or you're able to lock in with 40K. This would guarantee your spot in the class, okay, where you would learn and benefit so much from the program, okay? Because right after we're done with the program, you're going to be getting this certificate. Why have I been so very adamant on foreign roles is because the certificates we're giving you is internationally recognized. What that means is you can use, can anyone see my screen? Someone else is sharing screen. Please, if you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. Can anyone see my screen? Okay. All right, thank you. Claribel, I don't know if that's on your end. Well, I think every other person can see my screen. Okay, good. So, in terms of actually being able to land a foreign role, one of the key things that they request for after your project portfolio is your certificate, the type of certificate you have. So, we are giving you an internationally recognized certificate, meaning that if you are looking for a job in Europe, if you're looking for a job in Switzerland, in the UK, Canada, wherever, you can tender the certificate and you have a good chance of landing that role. Okay. This is not a locally accredited certificate, it is internationally recognized. And once you fill the attendance, you'll be able to get this slide. You want to check the validity, just click here and you'll be able to see the accreditation number. Okay. So this is the certificate we're giving. In terms of success stories, we have a number of them. Like I can't even count. Okay. Can't even count how many. There are just so many, so many, so many, so many for you to. There's just a lot. Okay. Too many success stories. We can't go through all of them, but this is what we've been able to achieve end to end in the time that we've been taking this program. So you don't want to miss it. 12 slots, just 12 slots, and then price goes back to normal. So if you're looking to register, please, my colleague Deborah is dropping the registration link as well as the account to make payment to. Please go ahead to make payments. Benjamin says you can't see my screen. Benjamin, you can try leaving and joining back. Maybe that would help. But I think we've spoken a lot in terms of the practicality of the course, how you can monetize your skills. And now would be a good time to ask questions. If you have any questions, please go ahead, raise your hand, and let me know your questions, and then I'll respond to it. Ogene, Toja for storytelling, CS organization, impact documentation. That would still fall into AI content and video creation, or you can do AI automation engineering because AI automation engineering will create a workflow for you to be able to tell your stories in an automated way. But storytelling majorly would have both video, text creation, and so on and so forth. So you have those two opportunities to go by. Okay. So if you have any questions, please don't be shy. I'm not even saying make payments. Ask your question. This is the point where I would speak and speak over again. If you have a question, put it in the chat or you can raise your hand and I would give you the ability to unmute your mic to speak. And then I will take your questions. Okay. If you have a question, please go ahead. Okay. We've been speaking for close to an hour, 38 minutes. So let's take your questions before we call it a day. If you have any question, please either put it in the chat or, raise your hand and then I would call on you and we'll take your questions. Okay. Please, if you can see my screen, let me know you can see my screen. If not, because I'm getting a lot of feedback in terms of people not being able to see my screen. Okay. So are we still here, guys? Are we still here? Are we still here? If you're here, give me a thumbs up. I want to know how many people are still on this call. If you are here, give me a thumbs up. Ezra is still here, okay? Just Ezra. Please, guys, don't tell me you've gone to bed. Have you gone to bed? I'm going to be calling you guys individually because right now, we really need to know what questions you have. I need to make sure that you have gotten full value for your time. I promised you value for your time. And now I want to ensure that you are getting that value, okay? So if you have a question, humor me. Okay. It could be something funny, whatever it is. Just let me know your questions and then I will take it up from there. If not, I'll start calling names. So we have gotten to that point where I'll start calling names. Okay. So someone is sharing their screen. Like actually, let me stop sharing so that I can take a look at this. Okay. Okay. I think I stopped that. Yes, I think I have. Okay, please, does anyone have any question? If you have a question, put it in the chat. Oh, Samuel, you just joined now. Oh, Lord, please ensure that you fill the attendance form. But the long and short of it is AI is now. We have courses that we're training on, and then there are limited time to take those courses. Because of the discounts that we're offering, you might need to okay, just fill in the attendance form to be able to rewatch. Okay. So my question is, I have intention to also create a personalized AI system that will be tailored in the specifics of what I do. Is this also based in AI automation? Absolutely. If you are looking at creating multi-agent AI system, AI automation is the perfect, literal perfect for you to do. Whatever you do, workflow you create in AI automation engineering, it doesn't matter what industry you are in, you are able to replicate it. As far as you have that foundation, you're able to replicate it. So AI automation will serve both for your storytelling, content branding, or if you're looking to do something more personalized, you also have that opportunity as well. Okay. I filled the form yesterday and I didn't see any video. Please, did you check your spam, Samuel? Did you check your spam? Did you check your promotion? Did you get any email from uche@analytics.org? Because we sent out emails, okay? We sent out emails. If you didn't, please just check those. We do, and if you are looking for any of the videos, okay, just go to our YouTube channel as well. You should be able to see the recordings for whatever classes that we took, okay? All right, Ogene Toja, please just ensure that you go ahead to register so you don't miss out on the discounts. I'm just going to start reaching out to people because people are not speaking. We have less than 18 minutes before we call it a day. So this time I want to ensure that everybody has value for their time. So if Abe is here, if you don't want to speak, it's fine. I'm not trying to spotlight you. Just put your questions in the chat. It could be in regards to the program. Let me go ahead to share my screen one more time so that you can see it. I think I've already stopped the other person from sharing. Okay. So if Abe, you have a question, Muslimat, I know you've been very, very engaging so far. So just put your question in the chat and let me know so that you can go ahead to register. I don't want you to come back and say, oh, I was in Treasures Masterclass. It says 150K. I have a lot of people that do that and they say, oh, it's not funny to deal with those issues. I know money is a very interesting topic, but right about now, we have a limited time slot for this discount. If you don't make the payment within that time slot, you'll not be able to benefit from the training, okay? And actually, you can't afford to miss it. Imagine you being able to make, over 35,000 in USD, okay? And you're just investing less than 150K for this training. You can see how beneficial it will be for you. So please, if you have any questions, don't be shy. Just let me know. If you have any amount to lock it in, 40,000 naira, go ahead to lock it in. 75,000, lock it in. Or 150K, please go ahead to lock in as well. Okay. So can we please add the link to your YouTube? Just try and check for 1096 business on YouTube and you see, at least you can see the background. You would see the logo and be able to get on it. Okay. Please walk me through the registration process on the website. I'm trying, I can't see where to pay. See, let's not struggle with the website right now, but you just make payment to this account details. That's what's her name now? Janet is dropping, and then click to upload your receipt here. Okay, but if we're going to talk about the websites, let me stop sharing. I'm gonna go to the website. This is the website. Let me share this. So if you want to make payments on the website, you can do that. But I advise to go through Kuda because that's a lot easier and faster. So click on Open Program. Once you get here, click on Open Program. Then you can, I don't know, whatever program you're going for, AI automation, click on Register to secure your spots. I think my network is a bit slow. Okay, so put in your full name, your phone number, the cohort you are going for. You have two options. You can even register for the program and start in March. If you feel like your February is packed, you can start in March, okay? So February, your payment plan, whether it's full or part payment, then click on proceed to make payments. It will take you to a Paystack account. So you have different options. Because I clicked on full payment, is showing me the 150K. You can choose to pay in card, you can transfer, whatever you want to do. Once you send the money, then we'll get a message back end that you've paid. So I don't know if this helps so far. Who asked that question now? Let's see. Claribel. Hi, Claribel. Are you clear so far? But the easiest way, in my own opinion, pay to Kuda Bank, fill the registration form, and then you are good to go. Because even if on the website as well, if you don't want to go through this, you'll see that. Let me come back here. If I click on view curriculum, if let's say for clarity's sake, you want to be sure, the account details is also on the website. It's the same account details she's sharing. And these are my information in case you do want to reach out to me. It's also on the website, and then we can have a conversation. If you are here and you also want to register your staff for the training, please just reach out to me as well. And then we can, work on a further discount for that particular set of individuals. Okay. But please make sure that you are locking in your slots now, okay? I've seen about 3 payments come in. Please, guys, it's very, very limited. I'm not going to go beyond this. And if anyone comes into my DM to say, oh, Treasure, because I've had people do that. Treasure, when your masterclass, you said this, you said that. I'm saying it now. Thank God this is recorded. Okay, this is for a limited time slot. If you're not able to lock in your discount between that time slot, you would end up missing out. Please just go ahead to register. Okay. All right. Yes, it does. Claribel is clear. Rob, you said I couldn't be able to feel my attendance on yesterday's lecture due to network, and I needed the video. What are my chances of getting the video? Okay, it's time to just respond to this question. Go to YouTube. Once you get on YouTube, click on 1096 Business. You'd see the videos that you're looking for here. You can see that the program is already up here. Let me just make sure that I'm sharing the right screen. Let me see what I'm sharing. Okay, let me stop sharing and reshare. So just go to YouTube and you'll be able to see 1096 Business. All the videos are here. They are all here. Okay, so this is the video from yesterday. You can watch it, or a day ago, 2 days ago, 5 days ago. They are all on the platform. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Please also ensure that you are registering for the course. That is the main point of this. Okay. Does any other person have any questions? You have a question. It could even be, oh, how can I use it in my day-to-day activities? Whatever your question is, this is the right time to ask. If you don't ask now, I don't know when we'll be able to speak next. So please ensure that you're asking your questions right about now. Okay? All right, let me go back to the chat to look at the questions. Okay. Claribel, let me know when you've been able to make payment and if you're having any issues so that we can help with that as well. So Abe, I hope you are clear as well. Hi, Abe, if you're here, please let me know if you are clear. And if you've not registered for the program, please go ahead to do that right about now. For any of the 6 programs, if you're not sure where you fit in, please just drop it in the chat or raise your hand and you can speak and you'll be able to take any of the questions that you have, okay? So, okay. Abe, all right, he has found the channel. So John, Babalola, Babatunde, Celestine, Ezra, Michael, Mr. D. A lot of y'all, please just go ahead. If you have a question, either ask right now or you can drop your question in the chat and then I will be able to take your questions, okay? Can you please explain again what is vibe coding? All right, beautiful, beautiful one. So I'm just gonna go back to that. Okay, so I'm going forward. So For vibe coding, essentially, what it means is how can you build websites and applications without writing one single line of code? So you're going to be using AI to build a website, a fully functional website, or you want to build an e-commerce website, or you want to build a agri website, whatever the case may be. You are not going to be writing JSON scripts, and so on and so forth. You are pretty much just going to the AI tool, giving it a detailed explanation of what you want the different features, the functionality of the website to be, and the AI tool goes ahead to create it for you end to end, okay, without any issues. So if you have any ideas that, they're still very much in the rough, you can use AI to kind of cement how it would look like, build a process for it, and you would now have your PRD, that's your product requirement document, fully set up. Okay, so this is what we'll focus on, whether it's applications, whether websites, how do you build it without writing code? A lot of software developers today, back-end, front-end, full stack developers make use of vibe coding because it makes their work easier and faster. So you as a vibe coder would also be able to take a piece of the cake or even the full cake because you can take their job away from them. If it takes me 6 months as a software developer to build an app, and then as a company, I know that by, in less than a week, 2 weeks, as a vibe coder, in less than a day, you can build an app for me. Logically, I'm going to go for the more cost-effective and faster way to get my, my website sorted out. So this is what a vibe coder does. Abe, does that clarify? Hi, Abe. If you are clear, give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. So, Michael, your hand is raised. So, I'll assume you want to speak. So, I've given you the opportunity to unmute. Let me know if you can.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, good evening. Please go on.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the presentation. I really want the time. Seriously. Yeah, my question is, I've seen a lot of services and the cost to learn. So my question
Mhm.
is that can one take two courses at a time or just finish one then do another one later?
Okay, so I know a lot of the courses are very interesting, but one thing to note is that they are very project forward. So we don't advise that you take them at the same time because it might just be a lot for you. I want to make sure that you're getting value for your money. You can register for both of them at the same time so that, oh, even if I want to go for AI automation engineering and then AI in projects management, let's say I finish my program in March, I'm starting my next program in March. The price might be 250K, it might be 350K. That doesn't affect me because right now I'm covered by the discount. So whatever I'm to pay now is what I'm going to pay when I get to that time, as far as I've secured my slot for it. So if I'm going for both of them, let's say I'm locking in with 150K, I'm splitting 75K for AI automation engineering, 75K for AI project management. Then I know that when I'm balancing the payments in March, I'm paying 75K. If every other person is paying 500K, that's their business. I am just going to be paying what the discount offers me. So this is what we will recommend, and this also helps you, moving forward. But we don't advise you take it together because of how heavy the project and courses you are going to be working on is. Okay. Hi,
Thank you so much.
Michael. All
Yeah,
right.
I can hear
So
you.
does that mean you want to lock in? Which programs are you kind of trying to choose between?
Yeah, one of the projects I would like to take
Mm,
um the first one and the sixth one, yeah, automation, the engineer and fight coding.
okay. Yeah, automation and vibe coding. Okay, yeah, those are two top technical ones. So please just go, you can register for both of them, but take one first, and then,
At
you
the time.
can, yeah, pay the balance for the other. Okay.
Okay, yeah. All right.
All right. Please just ensure you do that as soon as possible. I don't want you to come back Sunday, Monday and tell me the discount is not there because once the discount finishes, we'll update the website as well. So please, as
Okay,
soon as possible.
okay, when is the discount um when is the deadline for the discount?
So we're not working with deadline, to be honest. I'm even saying next week, Monday, but we just have 12 slots left. 3 people have made payments. So that's just 9. And today is what? Friday.
Okay. Slot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So if it's finished, then that's the flow. Okay.
all right, yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Okay. I would guess that you're good. So I'm gonna move back to the chat. Please, if you have a question, put it on the chat. If you don't want to speak, I'm not forcing you. Please just put it in the chat. I want to make sure that everybody leaves this call cleared on whatever thing they need clarity on. Okay. So Rabi says, as a medical laboratory scientist and MSc public health epidemiologist, I want to develop my career. AI for data analytics, 100%. A health data analyst these days, they make a huge ton of money, especially in the US and Canada. Our founder talks about this thing every single time that he gets because health data analytics is one of the most important aspects of public health in itself. So even if you are looking at roles in Nigeria or you are saying, oh, let me look at companies outside Nigeria, public health data analytics, you are going for generative AI for data analytics because the type of data set you're working with is health related data. But the process that you're going to be using is still generative AI for data analytics to analyze health data sets and be able to make realistic decisions, be able to generate insights. So generative AI is your best bet. Rabu, please let me know if is Rabu still here. Okay. Rabi, does that clarify, or do you need me to, take it again? You can give me a thumbs up. You can type yes, so I know that you are good. Okay, so while Rabi is doing that, I'm going to come back to Abby. Is it possible to monetize vibe coding? I started using Lovable to create an app, but I'm not going to be using Lovable. Lovable can do a lot for you, to be very honest. If you're looking at more technical apps, you're looking at things like Relum. Relum can help you create a proper website. Not Lovable is like, there's N10 and there's Zapier. Lovable is like Zapier. Zapier can only really do short levels of simpler levels of workflows. But if you're looking at something more technical, N10 is your best bet. So that's how you liken it. So there are a lot more complex tools that will be teaching you, not Lovable. Lovable would help you do the bare minimum, but it won't get you to your desired goal. Okay. Abe, does that answer your question? And Rabu, are you still here? Rabu and Abe, I hope you're both still here. If you're here, drop a yes in the chat so that I know that. Thanks. So what is the process? You mean process of registering or the process of using generative AI for data analytics? I'm not really clear on what your question is specifically. Okay, Abe, please lock in your slots. If it's vibe coding, it's AI automation engineering, please go ahead to just lock in your slots. Very, 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 very important. Okay, so just make payment to the account details, fill the registration form, and you're good to go. Tega, I've been shouting. I don't know why I keep calling you Tega. I feel like your name is Ogene Toja. Toja, you've been saying this is interesting. If it's interesting, I hope you registered and so you don't come back and you're paying 250K. 100K in this Nigeria. Very, very important. So please just lock in your slots. Rabu, I'm not really clear on your question. What is the process? Is it for generative AI for data analytics or how to register? Because if it's how to register, my colleague has posted that, pay to the account details. Okay, kindly unmute me so I can ask for that. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I've given you the opportunity to unmute, so please go on, Rabi.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Thank you for responding to this request. So since I'm having a difficulty with my network, I don't know why I've been typing. So as you just mentioned earlier, what's the process of me deciding to allow the generative
What's the process of you what?
for the payment?
Okay, for the payment. Okay,
Yeah,
so the account
I go by
details.
the generative AI.
Okay,
Yeah,
So Janet
based
just
on your
posted.
advice.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'm just going to repost what Janet posted. It's on the chat. So just pay to the CUDA account details. And once you're
Yeah.
done, fill the form. Pay to the account details and fill the form. So 150K, 75K, you can choose whichever one. 2 installments. You want to pay in full, however you want to go. Okay? Wrap
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Thank you
Please
very
let
much.
me know please let me know if you're having any issues with the payment so that we can also help you sort on the call. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Okay. Claribel, please also let me know if you've made payments because I know you said you had issues on the website. If the CUDA account has worked fine for you and you sorted that out, or if you need any assistance, please let me know. Okay. So going back to Abe's question, I can see he dropped something else. I can't decide between AI automation. What are we going to learn in AI automation? AI automation is workflow. See, let me clarify. AI automation is workflow. Vibe coding is building websites and app. Workflow in terms of activities that you're doing that are repetitive, activities that you're doing every single time is monotonous, is boring. You don't need to be doing them. AI can help you with those activities, workflows. Okay. So, like Julius kind of presented in terms of prediction, okay, they do a lot of predictive analysis in the energy sector, even in IT space, financial sector, and so on and so forth. This is a repetitive activity. I won't say it's monotonous, but it is very, very important. To ensure that you are also very accurate with your data, you can use AI to do that. You can create voice AI agents. The AI agents like Siri of the Mac ecosystem, you can use AI automation engineering to create that. If you also want to create bots that can predict the stock market, can predict your crypto markets, that can do financial predictive analysis, you can do that very easily with AI automation. You can build workflows, a lot of multi-agent system where your AI will be connected with different APIs, whether it's Google Drive, whether it's Notion. For you to be able to draw out other major information, you can use AI for that. Okay, so this is the major difference. But for vibe coding, all you're doing is building apps, building websites. You're not looking at workflows. You're just building a functional website. But AI automation looks at workflows and how you can automate your process end to end. Okay. Abe, does that clarify? So it really depends on, I think based off what you mentioned, let me just see if you're the main person that said that in terms of storytelling and so on and so forth. AI automation would pretty much, I think, let me just clarify if that's you. Okay, no, that's Tejo, Toja. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. If you're looking at more repetitive tasks, automation is your best bet. I think that's more your speed, unless you want to also give me a bit of background so that I'm recommending properly for you. But AI automation would be a lot, I think would be a better fit in this case compared to vibe coding. Unless you're looking at building apps and website, then 100% vibe coding. Does this clarify so far? Do you know which of them you're going to be going for? Abe? Hi, Abe. Do you know the one you're going to be going for? AI automation. Okay, cool. All right, please just go ahead to register. If you do have any other question, my number is on the website. You can send me a message on WhatsApp and I will do my best to respond as soon as possible. Okay? Okay. Abe, Claribel, who else mentioned? Rabiu. I missing out. Ogene, Thoja, please go ahead to register. If you have an issue with the process, that's why I'm still waiting, okay? If you have an issue with the registration process, let me know on the call, and then we'll be able to provide support for you right now, okay? So once you've also made payment, please don't make payment and call it a deal because your money will be in the air. There is this place where in the message it says, click here to upload your receipt. Click it, fill the form, and also send the receipt to the number. It's just easier that way so that we can verify the people that have made payment and if there's any issue. We would learn LLMs. Yeah, absolutely. Large language models, you work with that. You would also be learning AI models and machine learning in AI automation, Abby. So please, once you've made payments, please fill the form. Don't make payment and say, oh, that's the end. Again, I told you, do you have a question? You said, Please, if you have a question, if you want me to give you access to unmute your mic, just let me know so that we can communicate a lot better and easier. Again, I told you, are you there? Okay. I'm waiting for your feedback, Toja. Toja, are you good? Okay, so Michael, Rabu, Claribel. Okay, let me see. I think his message has popped up. Okay, you're fine. Please be fine and make sure that you have registered. Please and please. Okay. So Michael, Ogenetoja, Claribel, Rabu, please make sure that you're locking your slot. And every other person, Abe, please make sure that you lock in your slot. If you can this night. 75K, you can even lock it with 40K, and then you're balancing 35K on or before start of class, or 150K, whatever you can use to lock in your slot. I don't want you to have to pay 250K, 100K more after this conversation. It's a lot of money. You can dash me that money if you know you don't need it, but we know how important every single naira is, okay? So please just ensure you lock in your slot, okay? All right. That being said, I think yes, at this point we can call it a night. Oh, the AI automation, will it be online? If yes, when and how long? Yes, AI automation would be online. Let me share my screen again. Classes would be virtual. So this is AI automation engineering. It's going to be 100% online. Classes is virtual, Saturdays and Sundays. On Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. It is going to be for 2 months, that is 8 weeks. So you're going to be learning things like LLMs, AI and machine learning. Then you'll be learning things like multi-agent system, AI agents, voice AI agents, how to create bot system. These are the tools you'll be working with. And every single week, you're going to be working on a project. So it's going to be for 2 months, 2 months of class. And you also be getting other employability services like CV review, LinkedIn, interview prep, Upwork, a lot of all of this. So this is what you'll be getting. So this is it, 2 months of class, Saturdays and Sundays on the weekend. Everything's going to be online, but it's going to be a lot more practical focus than me talking for almost 3 hours, okay? So it's not going to be that. You'll be working with your system to actually give a project, okay? So in terms of starting and registering, just make payment to the account details and you should be good to go, okay? I don't know what's the person. Xiaomi, I don't know your name. It shows 2409. If you can type your name, it's a lot better. This is how you can register 150K, 75K now, 75K on or before first week in March. Abe says we don't need to code to attend this class. Absolutely. You're not writing one single line of code for the class. I can lock, yes, absolutely, Claribel. You can lock in with 30K today, absolutely. And then you balance before Friday. So if you also have that option, if you know that's a better way for you, lock in with 30K, you pay your 45K before start of class and you're good to go. Okay, so please just ensure you're locking in your slots. 100K is a big amount of money to add to this. Okay, so Rabiu, please let me know if you've been able to make payments. Abe as well, and Toja, please just go ahead to make payments. Even Xiaomi and Michael, please lock in your slots. Very, very important. Okay. That being said, at this point, I'm parched. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me to this very point. I had a blast. I'm also thankful to the participants who came to showcase what he was able to build. Okay. Thank you so much for staying with us to this point. I appreciate you, and I look forward to having you in class. If for whatever reason you're not clear on any of the information, my number is on the website. You can reach out to me. If you've made payments, ensure you fill the registration form, and then you can send the receipt to the phone number that Janet has put in the chat. It is very, very important so that we know those are registered. A lot of people's money in our accounts that they don't come to claim. So please make sure you do that. Okay. All right. That being said, thank you so much, everyone. And please have an amazing rest of your evening. Thank you, everyone. Cheers and bye for now. Take care, everyone, and have a great night. Bye, everyone.